It's been way too long. What is going on? Remember last video we jacked the rear way up and that went well. In fact, went really well. The whole DIY fender out of a trash can, all of it worked out great. But the next thing I wanted to do is work on the front end. There's some parts I'm waiting for that may or may not exist even. So explain that in a second here, but obviously we need to jack the front up too. Right now the thing's pitched forward, which wouldn't be great for handling. Puts the skid plate at a very weird angle. See here we can see the forks as they exist in the nature, I don't know. Simple solution, at least what I thought would be get something called fork cap extensions. See, here's the fork here. This is the cap on the very top. What a fork cap extension would do would basically be one of those long version of that. Everything would still sit the same place, therefore increasing the total length of the fork, being able to drop it down, and therefore giving us more ground height and a more level ride. Travel will be the same, but the fork itself would be longer. So what's the problem? Why aren't we doing that? Nobody exactly makes that part for this bike. I kind of knew that going into it, but I knew a bike that Yamaha also makes, the Yamaha Bolt, and I knew those caps. Certain years have the same part numbers, and other years they're like one part number different, and then I did a bunch of research and found out they really are basically the same cap. And several people make fork cap extensions for that bike, but no they don't. Pretty much everyone I found that makes them is like some small time person doing it as like a side gig. They don't actually make them anymore. I even ordered a pair from two different places. One of them was just a scam. I got my money back, and the other one, they don't make them anymore. They refunded my money. That's a bit of a pickle because I didn't find that out until after we'd already jacked the rear up. We made all the plans. Like this was something I was planning on doing from the beginning. So what are we gonna do? Well, I got a buddy down in Austin who actually has a little shop down there and does some machining, and he has a stock cap right now to one of these bikes, and he's going to be making instead of, I told him to make them 3-inch extensions. I don't know if I'll run 3-inch, but that gives me room to drop them and figure out where I want to run it at. So that's gonna be the plan when those get here. But I don't plan for those to be here for about another 2 weeks or so. But there's no point in just sitting around. So get this thing up on the lift, pull the front end off, just get as far as we can so that when those parts do show up, we can get on it. Hey, real quick, do you like meat? Well, of course you do, because today's video sponsor is ButcherBox. ButcherBox is a meat subscription that brings meat directly to your door. We really are living in the future. How? Why? Why is because a gentleman named Mike, who demanded to have some high quality meat, got sick of how hard it was to get what he wanted. He was like, man, there really needs to be a service that does this for you. And Mike found all the good stuff. 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised beef, free-range, USDA, certified, organic chicken, heritage bred pork, and wild Alaskan salmon, just to name a few. And he made a service so that you can get this to your door. How? By going on to butcherbox.com, sign up, you check out their curated boxes, or you can do your own custom box. As a subscriber, you'll get free shipping, and I know a bunch of y'all listening to this don't ever actually cook. You don't even know how to use your kitchen. I don't want to hear any excuses, because they got recipes on there that actually look great. So no more excuses. You need to learn how to cook and quit going out for every meal. Anyways, once you've made this box, you ordered it, it comes to your door, and this is the coolest thing. The idea of meat being shipped to your door sounds kind of cool, right? Like some Oregon Trail rancid meat situation. No, it comes in an insulated box, all frozen with dry ice, and that box is fully recyclable with cardboard insulation. I looked into that more than I probably thought I would, but I was very intrigued by the box. I thought that's a clever solution. This is a really, really great service. We've been eating up on that since it showed up here. Not only are you saving the money of the trip to the store, but the product itself is a really great deal. And you want to sign up now because new members get ground beef for life. It's 2 pounds of ground beef every order as long as you keep the subscription. Click the link in the description to redeem this offer. Do it. Thank you to our sponsor, ButcherBox. Before we start taking the whole front end apart, I'd like to pull the brake lines off for 2 main reasons. One, once we extend the forks, extend the bars, they're just not going to work. And 2, I don't plan on running that stock front fender on here or any kind of low fender on this bike. With that knobby on there, you can lock the wheel up really easy with mud building up in there. That's easily going to happen with that knobby. So what I plan to do is actually run 2 independent lines coming up on either side. You wait till you have kind of everything sort of settled. Coromoto, they do custom ordered brakes, it's not a problem. So for now, I'm just going to go and pop them off, which really sucks because I just did that big tune-up video on the bike and we just flushed all this fluid out and put new fluid in here. So that's a giant waste of time. Any of y'all that have been around for a minute know I love this vacuum bleeder. If you own a compressor and like to do your own work on vehicles and bikes. I cannot recommend enough one of these. Turns your compressor into a little vacuum. I don't know how many times I go to people's bikes, especially people with handbrakes, and they just got a giant big bubble in it. And they're like, oh, it's okay. And then they loop out and they go, oh, well, I had brake fade. And you didn't have necessarily brake fade. You had your brake fluid get a little bit hot. And if there's any bubbles in there, those bubbles, they get hot, expand, and then you don't have brakes. That's what happened. I think the big problem that a lot of guys with the big handbrakes get, it's just such a long line. It's hard to get all the bubbles out. That thing sucks the fluid so fast that it's just not a problem. Also, real quick, if you only ever see my videos on YouTube, you might not have seen there was 2 recent riding videos that were not put on here. I have a whole video explaining why, which is also a riding video, a good bit of fun me and Ray had. And one recently, me riding the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro thing, whatever that thing's called. Triumph actually flew us out to Tucson, Arizona. It was a really fun time. We rode the bikes around. Anyway, the videos though, the riding videos are no longer on here. That's not like some kind of cash grab. It's not me trying to say sign up to my Patreon. I'm actually just losing any ad revenue money I would have made on those videos by putting them over on Instagram and YouTube. You don't have to have an Instagram and YouTube to watch them. You can just, I'll post the links up here, but if you do, please follow me over there because that is where the riding video is going. And there's a video, like I said, on there that explains it all in detail. And why I mentioned that, thank you to the Patreons that support this channel because you guys are more important now than ever. Anyways, let's get the brake fluid done. Stung this down just enough so it doesn't rotate back. We can actually remove this bracket all the way. That's not going back on the bike. Most likely there'll still be some residual brake fluid that drips out of these things. Couldn't help myself, I had to stick it up there just to see what it would look like. These things held the front fender on. They're just a pain to take off without like taking the wheel off. So now that the wheel's off and I can turn this thing, maybe we'll mount like another light off this or something, you know, adventure style. I want to take this little plastic thing off. Apparently it's just called a fork cover. I don't know. I looked it up online. I can't find any information about how to take this thing off. I'm not trying to tear things up, but these things are like $5 if I ever want to put them back on, so I think I'll be all right. You don't want to go all the way down. I don't want to scratch this up. Yeah, that works. New cap shows up, I'll pull the cap off, probably put like 20 weight oil in it. Here's the thing to do. That cap on there, I'll put the little fork gator thing on, and we'll slip them back in. But in the meantime, the last build video, we swapped our brake master cylinder from being what should have been over here somewhere to right here, this great little location. But as some of y'all pointed out, the brake reservoir line is incorrect. I used fuel line actually. I thought that would be fine. I don't know. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I miss things too. There's things I don't know. Most of the time when I'm dealing with brake lines, it's the pressurized, you know, end of them, and that's, you're not going to mix those up because they're very specifically made. So we need to switch that back out because what will happen is this will slowly start to bubble and break down. So I've got some of the correct stuff now thanks to the Moto store, which is actually just had a bunch of this in stock. So, you know, that's the store to go to if you're trying to get, well, pretty much anything supermoto related, handbrake stuff. They got all the good stuff. They got the stuff. You need to go check them out. So let's pop this cover off. We'll suck down what's in here and we'll replace the line. I guess one final thing we'll do is we'll move the rotors and spacer stuff over to this wheel. First thing I need to do, the rotor carriers aren't in line with each other. Well, they can be, and the more I sat here in the garage and look at them, the more I realized it drives me crazy. Click, 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 click. What the boom? There you go. Rotor bolts always, I swear, there's always like at least one that does this, if not multiple ones. That was favorite tool of my Black & Decker. I'll talk crap about the Black & Decker. This thing's like probably 14, 15 years old. Has been used commercially. I don't know what to tell you guys, sorry. Yay. I got 4 out of 5. I guess I'll just order that one and add it when I get it. Why are they not wanting to go all the way through? These threads not go all the way down? So here's the issue we're running into. The bolts are just not seating all the way down. The holes that run through this carrier are threaded, but they weren't threaded all the way through. Initially I was trying to run a tap through there and cut them. What they've done is they've drilled this hole, small as you can get away with before you tap it, which is a good thing because it means that the depths of the threads are as deep as you can get away with. And that's great in like a machine shop or in a CNC machine or whatever I think they build these on. I have no problem. Me trying to do it with a hand tap, I was getting through there. I got one of them all the way through, but it's really hard. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get all 10. It wasn't giving me a lot of confidence. So I told Cognito what was going on with this piece, and they said, yeah, just stop messing with it. We'll just send you some new ones that are put all the way through. Our bad, you know. And that's a good thing because they just pop right off. It's not like the hub is messed up. So I think that's the best thing to do, especially since this holds the brake on, which is a pretty important item that's under a high bit of stress. They were quick on it to say, just stop messing with it. We'll just send you another set. These things happen. When you handle it well, no problems, you know, hey, I'm fine with that. Let's just get it right. That's fine. We'll just go ahead and call it a conclusion there since I'm still waiting on that part to put the front end together. For those of you who have bought merch, thank you. That really, really helps this project. Here's a couple of y'all on Instagram. You guys got tagged me. I know some of y'all put me like in a story. I can see that like for the day and then I don't see it. I don't always catch those anyway. Tag me on Instagram if you bought any of that merch. You guys are hilarious. The SBK ride is days away. If you're in the area or you can make it, come out to that. I'm apparently doing the Supermoto ride on Sunday. We'll be meeting at Maxim. Kickstands up at 10 o'clock. So before we pull the, so I gotta like, I'll just get down here. Tucson, Arizona. Wait, is that right? It's that way. Oh, I'm stupid. Chinese car. I'm gonna for the brake reservoir. The brake reservoir. Where it came wham.